evening, everyone. 6:30 here in Lexington, Kentucky on this cold January evening. Tonight's low will be a brisk 22 with a daytime high tomorrow of 41 degrees, so make sure to pull out your scarves and warm up that hot cocoa. Next on WKYN, we have Jump by Van Halen, who's coming to Louisville in a few weeks on their tour. More after this on 107.7 WKYN.
Now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming around.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all the years have gone by.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get a little bit terrified and then I see the look in your eyes.
Turn around.
Fall apart.
Turn around, bright eyes.
Every falling apart. There's nothing I can do, a total eclipse of the heart. Once upon a time there was light in my life, but now there's only love in the dark. Nothing I can say, a total eclipse of the heart. Falling apart. Nothing I can say, a total eclipse of the heart. A total eclipse of the heart. A total eclipse of the heart.
And we're back here on WKYN, Lexington's top music station. I'm your host, Raen, and that was just Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Taylor. Let's switch gears a little bit with Dolly Parton's Jolene, right here on WKYN.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. Your beauty is beyond compare, with flaming locks of auburn hair, with ivory skin and eyes of emerald green. Your smile is like a breath of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. He talks about you in his sleep, and there's nothing I can do to keep from crying when he calls your name, Jolene. And I can easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what he means to me, Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. You could have your choice of men, but I could never love again. He's the only one for me, Jolene. I had to have this talk with you. My happiness depends on you, and whatever you decide to do, Jolene. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene, Jolene, Jolene.
took my love, took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills, till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too. Ah, take my love, take it down. Ah, climb a mountain and turn around. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, where the landslide will bring you down. And if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide will bring you down. Oh, the landslide will bring you down.
107.7 WKYN.
And that was Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. Elton John made his way up to number 15 on the Billboard just 10 years ago in 1974. And next up on 107.7 WKYN, Benny and the Jets, one of Elton John's best songs. Stay tuned, more next. WKYN.
Hey, kids, shake it loose together. Spotlight hitting something that you know to change the weather. But the California fighters call tonight, so stick around. You're gonna hear electric music, solid balls of sound.
let's keep things slow with Carole King up next. This is It's Too Late on 107.7 WKYN.
Stayed in bed all morning just to pass the time. There's something wrong here, there can be no denying. One of us is changing, or maybe we've just stopped trying. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside has died, and I can't hide, and I just can't fake it. Oh, no, 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 no. It used to be so easy living here with you. You were light and breezy, and I knew just what to do. Now you look so unhappy, and I feel like a fool. And it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside has died, and I can't hide, and I just can't fake it. Oh, no, no. There'll be good times again for me and you. But we just can't stay together, don't you feel it too? Still, I'm glad for what we had and how I once loved you. But it's too late, baby, now it's too late. Though we really did try to make it. Something inside has died, and I can't hide, and I just can't fake it. Oh, no, 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 no.
was Alone by Heart for the 11th week, stuck at number 3 at the Billboard Top 100s. We're wrapping up our hour with some Michael Bolton, so this might be the time to grab that cup of cocoa and settle in for Work Your Craft's production of Night Mother. This is How Am I Supposed to Live Without You on 107.7 WKYN.
I could hardly believe it when I heard the news today. I had to come and get it straight from you. You said you were leaving, someone swept your heart away. From that look on your face, I see it's true. So tell me all about it, tell me about the plans you're making. Oh, tell me one thing more before I go. Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you? Now that I've been loving you so long, how am I supposed to live without you? And how am I supposed to carry on when all that I've been living for is gone? Too cry for crying, didn't come here to break down. It's just a dream of mine is coming to an end. And how can I blame you when I built my world around the hope that one day we'd be so much more than friends? I don't want to know the price I'm gonna pay for dreaming. Oh, even now it's more than I can take. Tell me, how am I supposed to live without you? Now that I've been loving you so long, how am I supposed to live without you? And how am I supposed to carry on when all that I've been living for is gone? Now I don't wanna know the price I'm gonna pay for dreaming. Oh, now that your dream has come true, tell me, how am I supposed to live without you? Now that I've been loving you so long, how am I supposed to live without you? How am I supposed to carry on when all that I've been living for is gone?
And that's it for me, folks. Thank you for spending this last hour with me here on 107.7 WKYN, Lexington's top music station. Before I go, I'd just like to let you know that the show is about to begin. Work Your Craft presents Night Mother, written by Marsha Norman, produced by the School of the Arts and Jim Beauregard, directed by Matthew Owitz. Night Mother contains adult subject matter and extreme themes that might be disturbing to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised. Night Mother will play without an intermission, and there will be a post-show talkback, so please look for the link on the School of the Arts Facebook page after the show. We now present Night Mother.
107.7 WKYN.
Mama stretches to reach the cupcakes in the cabinet in the kitchen. She can't see them, but she can feel around for them, and she's eager to have one, so she's working pretty hard at it. This may be the most serious exercise Mama ever gets. She finds a cupcake, the coconut-covered and raspberry marshmallow-filled kind known as a snowball, but sees that there's one missing from the package. She calls to Jessie, who is apparently somewhere else in the house. Mama is
Jessie!
unwrapping the cupcake.
Jessie, it's the last snowball, sugar. Put it on the list, okay? And we're out of Hershey bars. And where's that peanut brittle? I think maybe Dawson's been in it again. I ought to put a big mirror on the refrigerator door. That'll keep him out of my treats, won't it? You hear me, honey? I hate it when the coconut falls off. Why does the coconut always fall off?
Jessie enters from her bedroom, carrying a stack of newspapers.
We got any old towels?
There you are.
Jessie, holding a towel that was on the stack of newspapers.
Towel you don't want anymore?
Picking up Mama's snowball wrapper.
How about this swimming towel Loretta gave us? Beach towel. That's the name of it. Do you want it?
What have you been doing in there?
And a big piece of plastic, like a rubber sheet or something? Garbage bags would do if there's enough.
Oh, don't go making a big mess, Jessie. It's 8 o'clock already.
Maybe an old blanket or towels we got at a flea market sometime.
I said don't make a mess. Your hair is black enough, hun.
Jessie, continuing to search the kitchen cabinets, finding 2 or 3 more towels to add to her stack.
It's not for my hair, Mama. What about some old pillows anywhere, or a foam cushion out of a yard chair would be real good.
You haven't forgotten what night it is, have you? They're chipped. See? I've been waiting all week, Jess. It's Saturday night, sugar.
I know. I got it on the schedule.
Mama, crossing to the living room.
You want me to wash them now, or are you making your mess first?
Looking at the snowball.
We're out of these. Did I say that already?
There's more coming tomorrow. I ordered you a whole case.
A whole case will go stale, Jessie.
They can go in the freezer till you're ready for them. Where's Daddy's gun?
In the attic.
Where in the attic? I looked your whole nap and I couldn't find it anywhere.
One of his shoe boxes, I think.
It's full of shoes. I looked already.
Well, you didn't look good enough then. There's that box from the ones he wore to the hospital. When he died, they told me I could have them back, but I never did like those shoes.
Jessie, pulling them out of her pocket.
I found the bullets. They were in an old milk can.
Mama, as Jessie starts for the hall.
Dawson took the shotgun, didn't he? Hand me that basket, hun.
Jessie, getting the basket for her.
Dawson better not have taken that pistol.
Now, my glasses, please.
Jessie returns to get the glasses.
I told him to take those rubber boots too, but he said they were for fishing. I told him to take up fishing.
Jessie reaches for the cleaning spray and cleans Mama's glasses for her.
He's just too lazy to climb up there, Mama. Or maybe he's just being smart. The floor's not very steady.
It's not a floor at all, hun. It's a board now and then. Measure this for me. I need 6 inches.
Jessie, as she measures.
Dawson could probably use some of the clothes up there. Somebody should have them. You ought to call the Salvation Army before the whole thing falls in on you. Here, 6 inches exactly.
Oh, it's plenty safe, as long as you don't go up there.
Jessie, turning to go again.
I'm careful.
What do you want a gun for, Jess?
Jessie, not returning this time, and opening the ladder in the hall.
Protection?
She steadies the ladder as Mama talks.
You take the TV way too serious, hun. I've never seen a criminal in my life. This is way too far to come out for what's out here to steal. Never seen a one.
Jessie, taking her first step up.
Except for Ricky.
Oh, Ricky's mixed up. That's not a crime.
Get your hands washed. I'll be right back. And get them real dry. You dry your hands till I get back or it's no go, all right?
I thought Dawson told you not to go up those stairs.
He did.
I don't like the idea of a gun, Jess.
Jessie, calling down from the attic.
Which shoebox? Do you remember?
Black.
The box was black.
The shoes were black.
That doesn't help much, Mother.
I'm not trying to help, Sugar. We don't have anything anybody'd want, Jessie. I mean, I don't even want what we got, Jessie.
Neither do I. Wash your hands.
Mama gets up and crosses to stand under the ladder.
You come down from there before you have a fit. I can't come up and get you, you know.
I know.
We'll just hand it over to them when they come. How's that? Whatever they want, the criminals.
That's a good idea, Mama.
Ricky will grow out of this and be a real fine boy, Jess. But I have to tell you, I wouldn't want Ricky to know we have a gun in the house.
Here it is. I found it.
It's just something Ricky's going through. Maybe he's in with some bad people. He just needs some time, Sugar. He'll get back in school or get a job, or one day you'll get a call and he'll say he's sorry for all the trouble he's caused and invite you out for supper someplace. Dress up.
Jessie, coming back down the steps.
Don't worry. It's not for him. It's for me.
I didn't think you would shoot your own boy, Jessie. I know you felt like it. Well, we've all felt like shooting somebody, but we don't do it. I just don't think we need
Your hands aren't washed. Do you want a manicure or not?
Well, yes, I do, but...
Then wash your hands and don't talk to me anymore about Ricky. Those 2 rings he took were the last valuable things I had, so now he's started in on other people, door to door. I hope they put him away sometime. I'd turn him in myself if I knew where he was.
You don't mean that.
Every word. Wash your hands, and that's the last time I'm telling you.
Jessie sits down with the gun and starts cleaning it, pushing the cylinder out, checking to see that the chambers and barrel are empty, then putting some oil on a small patch of cloth and pushing it through the barrel with the push rod that was in the box. Mama goes to the kitchen and washes her hands, as instructed, trying not to show her concern about the gun.
I should have got you to bring down that milk can. Agnes Fletcher sold hers to somebody with a flea market for $40 a piece.
I'll go back and get it in a minute. There's a wagon wheel up there, too. There's even a churn. I'll get it all if you want.
Mama, coming over and taking over now.
What are you doing?
The barrel has to be clean, Mama. Old powder, dust gets in it.
What for?
I told you.
And I told you we don't get criminals out here.
And I told you the gun is for me.
Well, you can have it if you want. When I die, you'll get it all anyway.
I'm going to kill myself, Mama.
Mama, returning to the sofa.
Very funny, very funny.
I am.
You are not. Don't even say such a thing, Jessie.
How would you know if I didn't say it? You want it to be a surprise? You're lying there in your bed, or maybe you're just brushing your teeth and you hear this noise down the hall.
Kill yourself.
Shoot myself. In a couple of hours.
It must be time for your medicine.
I took it already.
What's the matter with you?
Not a thing. I feel fine.
You feel fine. You're just going to kill yourself?
Waited until I felt good enough, in fact.
Don't make jokes, Jessie. I'm too old for jokes.
It's not a joke, Mama.
That gun's no good, you know. He broke it right before he died. He dropped it in the mud one day.
It seems okay.
She spins the chamber, cocks the pistol, and pulls the trigger. The gun is not yet loaded, so all we hear is the click. But it will definitely work. It's also obvious that Jessie knows her way around a gun, and Mama cannot speak.
I had Cecil's already in there just in case I couldn't find this one. But I'd rather use Daddy's.
Oh, those bullets are at least 15 years old.
Jessie, pulling out another box.
These are from last week.
Where did you get those?
Feed store Dawson told me about.
Oh, Dawson.
I told him I was worried about prowlers. He said he thought it was a good idea. He told me what kind to ask for.
If he had any idea.
He took it as a compliment. He thought I might be taking an interest in things. He got through telling me all about the bullets, and then he said we ought to talk like this more often.
And where was I while this was going on?
On the phone with Agnes. About the milk can, I guess. Anyway, I asked Dawson if he thought they'd send me those bullets, and he said he'd just call for me, because he knew they'd send them if he told them to. And he was absolutely right. Here they are.
How could he do that?
He's just trying to help, Mama.
And then I told you where the gun was.
See? Everybody's doing what they can.
You told me it was for protection.
It is. I'm still doing your nails, though. Do you want to try that new China Bear color?
Well, I'm calling Dawson right now. We'll just see what he has to say about this little stunt.
Dawson doesn't have any more to do with this.
He's your brother.
And that's all.
Mama stands up and moves toward the phone.
Dawson will put a stop to this. Yes, he will. He'll take the gun away.
If you call him, I'll just have to do it before he gets here. As soon as you hang up the phone, I'll just walk in the bedroom and lock the door. Dawson will get here just in time to help you clean up. Go ahead. Call him. Then call the police, then call the funeral home, and then call Loretta and see if she'll do your nails.
You will not. This is crazy talk, Jessie.
Mama goes directly to the telephone and starts to dial. But Jessie is fast, coming up behind her and taking the receiver out of her hand and putting it back down.
I said no. This is private. Dawson is not invited.
Just me?
I don't want anybody else over here. Just you and me. If Dawson comes over, it'll make me feel stupid for not doing it 10 years ago.
I think we better call the doctor. Or how about the ambulance? You like that one driver? I know. What's his name? Timmy? We get you somebody to talk to.
I'm through talking, Mama. You're it. No more.
We're just going to sit around like every other night in the world and then you're gonna kill yourself? You'll miss. You'll just wind up a vegetable. How would you like that? Shoot your ear off. You know what the doctor said about getting excited. You'll cock the pistol and have a fit.
I think I could kill myself, Mama.
You're not gonna kill yourself. You're not even upset. People don't really kill themselves. No, ma'am. Doesn't make sense unless you're deranged and you're as normal as they come. For the most part, we're all afraid to die.
I'm not, Mama. I'm cold all the time anyway.
That's ridiculous.
It's exactly what I want. It's dark and quiet.
Oh, so is the backyard, Jessie. Close your eyes, stuff cotton in your ears, take a nap. It's quiet in your room. I'll leave the TV off all night.
It's so quiet, I don't know it's quiet. So nobody can get me.
You don't know what dead is like? It might not be quiet at all. What if it's like an alarm clock and you can't wake up so you can't shut it off? Ever.
Dead is everybody and everything I ever knew. Gone. Dead is dead quiet.
It's a sin. You'll go to hell.
Uh-huh.
You will.
Jesus was a suicide, if you ask me.
Oh, you'll go to hell just for saying that, Jessie.
I didn't know I thought that.
Jessie!
Jessie doesn't answer. She puts the now loaded gun back in the box and crosses to the kitchen. But Mama is afraid she's headed for the bedroom.
You can't use my towels. They're my towels. I've had them for a long time. I like my towels.
I asked if you wanted that swimming towel, and you said you didn't.
And you can't use your father's gun either. It's mine now, too. And you can't do it in my house.
Oh, come on.
No, you can't do it. I won't let you. The house is in my name.
I have to go in the bedroom and lock the door behind me so they won't arrest you for killing me. They'll probably test your hands for gunpowder anyway, but you'll pass.
Not in my house.
If I'd known you were going to act like this, I wouldn't have told you.
How am I supposed to act? Tell you to go ahead? Okay by me, sugar. Might try it myself. What took you so long?
There's just no point in fighting me over it, that's all. Do you want some coffee?
Your birthday's coming up, Jessie. Don't you want to know what we got you?
You got me that nice powder. Loretta got me a new robe. Pink, probably. And Dawson got me new slippers. Too small, but they'll go with the robe, he'll say. Right? I'll be back in a minute.
Jessie takes the gun box, puts it on top of the stack of towels and garbage bags, and puts them outside of her bedroom door. Mama goes to the phone, picks up the receiver, looks toward the bedroom, starts to dial, and then replaces the receiver in its cradle as Jessie walks back into the room. Jessie wonders silently. They have lived together for so long that there is very rarely any reason for one to ask what the other was about to do.
I started to, but I didn't. I didn't call him.
Good. Thank you.
What's this all about, Jessie?
About?
Jessie now begins to the next task she had on the schedule, which is refilling all of the candy jars, taking the empty papers out of the boxes of chocolates, etc. Mama generally snitches when Jessie does this. Not tonight, though. Nevertheless, Jessie offers.
What did I do?
Nothing. You want a caramel?
You're mad at me.
Not a bit. I am worried about you, but I'm gonna do what I can before I go. We're not just gonna sit around tonight. I made a list of things.
What things?
How the washer works, things like that.
I know how the washer works. You put the clothes in, you put the soap in, you turn it on, you wait.
You do something else. You don't just wait.
Whatever else you find to do, you're still mainly waiting. The waiting's the worst part of it. The waiting is what you pay somebody else to do if you can.
Okay. Where do we keep the soap?
I could find it.
See?
If you're mad about doing the wash, we can get Loretta to do it.
Now that might be staying to see. We're staying.
Never in her life would she.
Nope.
What's the matter with her?
She thinks she's better than we are. She's not.
Maybe if she didn't wear that yellow all the time.
The washer repair number is on a little card taped to the side of the machine.
Well, Loretta doesn't ever have to come over here again. Dawson can just leave her at home when he comes. And we don't even have to see Dawson either if he bothers you. Does he bother you?
Sure he does. Be sure you clean the lint tray out every time you use the dryer, but don't ever put your house shoes in. It'll melt the soles.
What does Dawson do that bothers you?
He calls me Jess, like he knows who he's talking to. He's always wondering what I do all day. I mean, I wonder that myself, but it's my day, so it's mine to wonder about, not his.
Oh, family is just accident, Jessie. It's nothing personal, hun. They don't mean to get on your nerves. They don't even mean to be your family. They just are.
They know too much.
About what?
They know things about you, and they learned it before you had a chance to say whether you wanted them to know it or not. They were there when it happened, and it don't belong to them. It belongs to you. Only they got it. Like my mail order bra got delivered to their house.
By accident.
All the same, they opened it. They saw the little rosebuds on it. Chewy mint.
What do they know about you? I'll tell them never to talk about it again. Is it Ricky or Cecil or your fits or your hair is falling out or you drink too much coffee or you never go out of the house or what?
I just don't like their talk. The account at the grocery is in Dawson's name when you call. The number's on a whole list of numbers on the back cover of the phone book.
Well, now we're getting somewhere. They're none of them ever setting foot in this house again.
It's not them, Mother. I wouldn't kill myself just to get away from them.
You leave the room when they come over anyway.
I stay as long as I can. Besides, it's you they come to see.
That's because I stay in the room when they come.
It's not them.
Then what is it?
Jessie, checking the list on her notepad.
Schmitz won't deliver on Saturday anymore. And if you want your order the same day, you have to call before 10. And they won't deliver less than $15 worth. What I do is tell them what we need and then tell them to add on batteries until it gets to $15.
It's Ricky. You're trying to get through to him.
If I thought I could do that, I would stay.
Make him sorry he hurt you then. That's it, isn't it?
He's hurt me. I've hurt him. We're about even.
You'll be telling him killing is okay with you, you know. Want him to start killing next? Nothing wrong with it. Mom did it.
It's only a matter of time anyway, Mama. When the call comes, let Dawson handle it.
Honey, nothing says those calls are always going to be some new trouble he's into. You could get one that he's got a job, that he's getting married, or how he's cut his hair. Wouldn't that be nice?
If you call the sweet tooth before you call the grocery, That Susie will take your fudge next door to the grocery and it'll all come out together. Be sure you talk to Susie, though. She won't let them put it in the bottom of a sack like that one time, remember?
Ricky could come over, you know. What if he calls us?
It's not Ricky, Mama.
Or anybody could call us, Jessie.
Not on a Saturday night, Mama.
Then what is it? Are you sick? If your gums are swollen again, we can get you to the dentist in the morning.
No. Can you order your medicine, or do you want Dawson to? I've got a note to him. I'll add that to it if you want.
Your eyes don't look right. I thought so yesterday.
That was just the ragweed. I'm not sick.
Epilepsy is sick, Jessie.
It won't kill me. If it would, I wouldn't have to.
You don't have to.
No, I don't. That's what I like about it.
Well, I won't let you.
It's not up to you.
Jessie.
I want to hang a big sign around my neck like Daddy's on the barn. Gone fishing.
You don't like it here.
Exactly.
I'm in here. In my house.
I know you did.
You never should have moved back in here with me. If you'd kept your little house or found another place where Cecil left you, you'd have made some new friends at least. Had a life to lead. Had your own things around you. Give Ricky a place to come see you. You never should have come here.
Maybe.
But I didn't force you, did I?
If it was a mistake, we made it together. You took me in. I appreciate that.
You didn't have any business being by yourself right then, but I can see how you might want a place of your own. A grown woman should.
Mama? I'm just not having a very good time right now. And I don't have any reason to think it'll get anything but worse. I'm tired. I'm hurt. I'm sad. I feel used.
Tired of what?
It all.
What does that mean?
I can't say it any better.
Well, you'll have to say it better because I'm not letting you alone till you do. What were those other things? Hurt? You had this all ready to say to me, didn't you? Did you write this down? How long have you been thinking about this?
Off and on about 10 years. All the time since Christmas.
What happened at Christmas?
Nothing.
So why Christmas?
That's it. On the nose.
Mama knows exactly what Jessie means. She was there too, after all.
Do you see where all this is? Red Hots up front, sour balls and horehound mixed together in this one sack. New packages of toffee and licorice right in back there.
Go back to your list. You're hurt by what?
Mama knows perfectly well.
Mama.
Okay, sad about what? There's nothing real sad going on right now. If it was after your divorce or something, that would make sense.
Jessie, looking at her list, then opening the drawer.
Now, this drawer has everything in it that there's no better place for. Extension cords, batteries for the radio, extra lighters, sandpaper, masking tape, Elmer's glue, that kind of stuff. The mouse traps are under the sink. But you call Dawson if you've got one and you let him do it.
Sad about what?
The way things are.
Not good enough. What things?
Oh, everything from you and me to North Korea.
I think we can leave the Koreans out of this.
Jessie crosses back into the living room.
There's extra light bulbs and a box in the hall closet. And we've got a couple of packages of fuses in the fuse box. There's candles and matches in the top of the broom closet, but if the lights go out, just call Dawson and sit tight. But don't open the refrigerator door. Things will stay cool in there as long as you keep the door shut.
I asked you a question.
I read the paper. I don't like how things are. And they're not any better out there than they are in here.
If you're doing this because of the newspapers, I can sure fix that.
There's just more of it on TV.
Mama, kicking the television set.
Take it out then.
You wouldn't do that.
Watch me.
What would you do all day?
Sing. I would too. You want to watch? I'll sing till morning to keep you alive, Jessie, please.
No. It's a funny idea, though. What do you sing?
We've got a good life here.
Jessie going back into the kitchen.
I called this morning and canceled the papers, except for Sunday, for your puzzles. You'll still get that one.
Let's get another dog, Jessie. You liked the big dog now, didn't you? That king dog, didn't you?
Jessie washing her hands.
I did like that king dog, yes.
Oh, I'm so dumb. He's the one run under the tractor.
That makes him dumb, not you.
Oh, for bringing it up.
It's okay. Handy wipes and sponges are under the sink.
We could get a new dog and keep him in the house. Dogs are cheap.
Jessie getting the big pill jars out of the cabinet.
No.
Something for you to take care of.
I've had you, Mama.
Mama frantically starting to fill pill bottles.
You do too much for me. I can fill pill bottles all day, Jessie, and change the shelf paper and wash the floor when I get through. You just watch me. You don't have to do another thing in this house if you don't want to. You don't have to take care of me, Jessie.
I know that. You've just been letting me do it so I'll have something to do, haven't you?
I don't do it as well as you. I just meant if it tires you out or it makes you feel used.
Mama, I know you used to ride the bus. Riding the bus, and it's hot and bumpy and crowded and too noisy, and more than anything in the world, you want to get off. And the only reason in the world you don't get off is it's still 50 blocks from where you're going. Well, I can get off right now if I want to, because even if I ride 50 more years and get off then, it's the same place when I step down to it. Whenever I feel like it, I can get off. As soon as I've had enough, it's my stop. And I've had enough.
You're feeling sorry for yourself.
The plumber's helper is under the sink, too.
You're not having a good time. Whoever promised a good time? Do you think I've had a good time?
I think you're pretty happy, yeah. You have things you like to do.
I like what?
Like crochet.
I'll teach you to crochet.
I can't do any of that nice work, Mama.
A good time don't come looking for you, Jessie. You could work some puzzles or put in a garden or go to the store. Let's call a taxi and go to A&P.
I shopped you up for about 2 weeks already. You're not going to need toilet paper till Thanksgiving.
You're acting like some little brat, Jessie. You're mad and everybody's boring and you don't have anything to do and you don't like me and you don't like going out and you don't like staying in and you never talk on the phone and you don't watch TV and you're miserable and it's your own sweet fault.
And it's time I did something about it.
Not something like killing yourself. Something like buying us all new dishes. I'd like that. Or maybe the doctor would let you get a driver's license now or... I know. Let's do it right this minute. Let's rearrange the furniture.
I'll do that if you want. I always thought the TV, if it was somewhere else, you wouldn't get such a glare on it during the day. I'll do whatever you want to do before I have to go.
Mama, badly frightened by those words.
You could get a job.
I took that telephone sales job and I didn't even make enough money to pay the phone bill. And I tried to work at the gift shop in the hospital, and they said I made people real uncomfortable smiling at them the way I did.
You could keep books. You kept your dad's books.
But nobody ever checked them.
When he died, they checked them.
And that's when they took the books away from me.
That's because without him, there wasn't any business, Jessie.
Jessie putting the pill bottles away.
You know I couldn't work. I can't do anything. I've never been around people my whole life, except when I went to the hospital. I could have a seizure at any time. What good would a job do? The kind of job I could get would just make me feel worse.
Jessie.
It's true.
It's what you think is true.
That's right. It's what I think is true.
But I can't do anything about that.
No. You can't. And I can't do anything about it either. About my life. To change it, make it better, make me feel better about it. Like it better, make it work. But I can stop it. Shut it down, turn it off like the radio when there's nothing on that I want to listen to. It's all I really have that belongs to me. And I'm gonna say what happens to it. And it's gonna stop. And I'm going to stop it. So let's just have a good time.
Have a good time.
We can't go on fussing all night. I mean, I could ask you things I always wanted to know, and you could make me some hot chocolate the old way.
It takes cocoa, Jessie.
I bought cocoa, Mama. And I'd like to have a caramel apple and do your nails.
You didn't eat a bite of supper?
Does that mean I can't have a caramel apple?
Of course not. I mean, of course you can have a caramel apple.
I thought I could.
I make the best caramel apples in the world.
I know you do.
Or used to. And you don't get cocoa like mine anywhere anymore.
It takes time, I know, but
the salt is the trick.
Trouble and everything.
Mama backing away towards the stove.
It's no trouble. What trouble? You put it in a pan and stir it up. All right, fine. Caramel apples, cocoa. Okay.
Jessie walks to the counter to retrieve her cigarettes as Mama looks for the right pan. There are brief, near smiles, and maybe Mama clears her throat. We have a truce for the moment, a genuine but nevertheless uneasy one. Jessie, who has been in constant motion since the beginning, now seems content to sit. Mama starts looking for a pan to make the cocoa, getting out all of the pans in the cabinets in the process. It looks like she's making a mess on purpose, so Jessie will have to put them all away again. Mama is buying time, or trying to, and entertaining.
You talked to Agnes today.
She's calling me from a payphone this week. God only knows why. She has a perfectly good trim line at home.
Well, how is she?
How is she every day, Jessie? Nuts.
Is she really crazy or just silly?
No, she's really crazy. She was probably using the payphone because she had another little fire problem at home.
Mother!
I'm serious. Agnes Fletcher's burned down every house she's ever lived in. 8 fires, and she's due for a new one any day now.
No!
It didn't surprise me a bit.
Why didn't you tell me this before? Why isn't she locked up somewhere?
'Cause nobody ever got hurt, I guess. Agnes woke everybody up to watch the fires as soon as she set them. One time, she set out porch chairs and served lemonade.
Real lemonade?
The houses they lived in, you knew they were going to fall down anyway, so why wait for it is all I could ever make out about it. Agnes likes a feeling of accomplishment.
Good for her.
Mama finding the pan she wants.
Why are you asking about Agnes? 1 cup or 2?
1. She's your friend. No marshmallows.
You have to have marshmallows. That's the old way, Jess. 2 or 3. 3 is better.
3 then. Her whole house burns up. Her clothes and pillows and everything. I'm not sure I believe this.
When she was a girl, Jess, not now. Long time ago, but she still got it in her, I'm sure of it.
She wouldn't burn her house down now. Where would she go? She can't get Buster to build her a new one. He's dead. How could she burn it up?
Be exciting, though, if she did. You never know.
You do too, no, Mama. She wouldn't do it.
I guess not.
What else? Why does she wear all those whistles around her neck?
Why does she have a house full of birds?
I didn't know she had a house full of birds.
Well, she does. And she says they just follow her home. I know for a fact that she's still paying off that last parrot she bought. You gotta keep your life filled up, she says. She says a lot of stupid things. It's all that okra she eats. You can't just willy-nilly eat okra 2 meals a day and expect to get away with it. Made her crazy.
She eats okra twice a day. Where does she get it in the winter?
Well, she eats it a lot. Maybe not 2 meals, but...
More than the average person.
I don't know how much okra the average person eats.
Do you know how much okra Agnes eats?
No.
How many birds does she have?
2.
Then what are the whistles for?
They're not real whistles, Jess. Just little plastic ones on a necklace she won playing bingo. And I only told you about it because I thought I might get a laugh out of you for once, even if it wasn't the truth, Jessie. Things don't have to be true to talk about them, you know.
Why won't she come over here?
Well, now, what a good idea. We should have had more cocoa. Cocoa is perfect.
Except you don't like milk.
I hate milk. Coats your throat as bad as okra. Something just downright disgusting about it.
It's because of me, isn't it?
No, Jess.
Yes, Mama.
Okay, yes, then, but she's crazy. She's as crazy as they come. She's a lunatic.
What is it exactly? Did I say something sometime? Or did she see me have a fit and's afraid I might have another one if she came over? Or what?
I guess.
You guess what? What's she ever said? She must have given you some reason.
Your hands are cold.
What difference does that make?
Like a corpse, she says. And I'm gonna be one soon enough as it is.
That's crazy.
That's Agnes. Jessie shook the hand of death, and I can't take a chance it's catching, Thelma, so I ain't coming over, and you can understand or not, but I ain't coming. I'll come up the driveway, but that's as far as I'll go.
I thought she didn't like me. She's scared of me. How about that? Scared of me.
I could make her come over here, Jessie. I could call her up right now, and she could bring the birds and come visit. I didn't know you ever thought about her at all. I'll tell her she just has to come, and she'll come, all right? She owes me one.
No, that's all right. I just wondered about it. When I'm in the hospital, does she come over here?
Her kitchen is just a tiny thing. When she comes over here, she feels like... Well, we all like a change of scene, don't we?
Sure we do. Plus, there's no birds diving around.
I hate those birds. She says I don't understand them. What's there to understand about birds?
Why, Agnes likes them, for one thing. Why they stay with her when they could be outside with the other birds. What their singing means, how they fly, what they think Agnes is.
Why do you have to know so much about things, Jessie? There's just not that much to things that I could ever see.
That you could ever tell, you mean? You didn't have to lie to me about Agnes.
I didn't lie. You never asked before.
You lied about setting fire to all those houses and about how many birds she has and how much okra she eats and why she won't come over here. If I have to keep dragging the truth out of you, this is going to take all night.
Oh, that's fine with me. I'm not a bit sleepy.
Mama.
All right. Ask me whatever you want. Here.
They come to an awkward stop as the cocoa is ready, and Mama pours it into the cups Jessie has set on the table.
Did you love Daddy?
No.
Jessie, pleased that Mama understands the rules better now.
I didn't think so. Were you really 15 when you married him?
The way he told it, I'm sitting in the mud, he comes along, drags me in the kitchen, she's been there ever since.
Yes.
No. It was a big fat lie, the whole thing. He just thought it was funnier that way. God, this milk in here.
The cocoa helps.
Mama, pleased that they agree on this, at least.
Not enough, though, does it? You can still taste it, can't you?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I thought it was my memory that was bad, but it's not. It's the milk, all right.
It's a real waste of chocolate. You don't have to finish it.
Thank you, though.
I should have known not to make it. I knew you wouldn't like it. You never did like it.
You didn't ever love him, or he did something and you stopped loving him, or what?
He felt sorry for me. He wanted a plain country woman, and that's what he married. And then he held it against me for the rest of my life, like I was supposed to change and surprise him somehow. Like, I remember this one day, he was standing on the porch, and I told him to get a shirt on, and he went in and got one, and then he said, real peaceful, but to the point, "You're right, Thelma. If God had meant for people to go around without any clothes on, they'd have been born that way."
He didn't mean anything by that, Mama.
He never said a word he didn't have to, Jessie. That was probably all he'd say to me all day, Jessie. So if he said it, there was something to it, but I never did figure that one out. What does that mean?
I don't know. I liked him better than you did, but I didn't know him any better.
How could I love him, Jessie? I didn't have a thing he wanted. He got his share, though. You loved him enough for the both of us. You followed him around like some... Jessie, all the man ever did was farm and sit and try to think of somebody to sell the farm to.
Or make me a boyfriend out of pop cleaners and sit back and smile like the stick man was about to dance, and wasn't I gonna get a kick out of that? Or sit up with a sick cow all night and leave me a chain of sleepy stick elephants on my bed in the morning.
Or just sit.
I liked him sitting. Big old faded blue man in the chair. Quiet.
Agnes gets more talk out of her birds than I got from the two of you. He could have had that gone fishing sign around his neck in that chair. I saw him stare off at the water. I saw him look at the weather rolling in. I got where I could practically see the boat myself, but you knew what he was thinking about, and you're going to tell me.
I don't know, Mama. His life, I guess. His corn, his boots, us, things, you know?
No, I don't know, Jessie. You had those quiet little conversations after supper every night. What were you whispering about?
We weren't whispering. You were just across the room.
What did you talk about?
We talked about why black socks are warmer than blue socks. Is that something to go tell Mother? You were just jealous because I'd rather talk to him than wash the dishes with you.
I was jealous because you'd rather talk to him than anything.
Jessie reaches across the table for a small clock and starts to wind it.
If I had died instead of him, he wouldn't have taken you in like I did.
I wouldn't have expected him to.
Then what would you have done?
Come visit.
Oh, I see. He died and left you stuck with me, and you're mad about it.
Not anymore. You didn't mean to. I didn't have to come here. We've been through this.
He felt sorry for you too, Jessie. Don't kid yourself about that. He said you were a runt, and he said it from the day you were born, and he said you didn't have a chance.
Jessie, getting the canister of sugar and starting to refill the sugar bowl.
I know he loved me.
Oh, what if he did? It didn't change anything.
It didn't have to. I miss him.
He never really went fishing, you know. Never once. His tackle box was full of chewing tobacco, and all he ever did was drive out to the lake and sit in his car. Dawson told me. And Benny at the bait shop, he told Dawson. They all laughed about it. And he'd come back from fishing, and all he'd have to show for it was a whole pipe cleaner family. Chickens, pigs, a dog with a bad leg. It was creepy strange. It made me sick to look at them, and I hit his pipe cleaners a couple times, but he always had more somewhere.
I thought it might be better for you after he died. You'd get interested in things, breathe better, change somehow.
Into what? The Queen? A clerk in a shoe store? Why should I? Because he said so? Because you said to? Well, I wasn't here for his entertainment, and I'm not here for yours either, Jessie. I don't know what I'm here for, but then I don't think about it. But I bet you wouldn't be killing yourself if he were still alive. Now that's a fine thing to figure out, isn't it?
Jessie, filling the honey jar now.
That's not true.
Oh, no? Then what were you asking about him for? Why did you want to know if I loved him?
I just didn't think you did. That's all.
Fine then, you were right. Do you feel better now?
It feels good to be right about it.
It didn't matter whether I loved him. It didn't matter to me, and it didn't matter to him, and it didn't mean we didn't get along. It wasn't important. We didn't talk about it. Take all those pots out to the porch.
What for?
Just leave me this one pan.
She jerks the silverware drawer open.
Get me one knife, one fork, one big spoon, and the can opener, and put it out there where I can get them.
She starts throwing knives and forks into one of the drawers.
Don't do that. I just straightened that drawer.
And throw out all the plates and cups. I'll use paper. Loretta can have what she wants, and Dawson can sell the rest.
What are you doing?
I'm not going to cook. I never liked it anyway. I like candy, wrapped in plastic or coming in sacks. And tuna. I like tuna. I'll eat tuna, thank you.
Jessie taking the pan out of the sink.
What if you want to make apple butter? You can't make apple butter in that little pan. What if you leave carrots on cooking and burn up that pan?
I don't like carrots.
What if the strawberries are good this year and you want to go picking with Agnes?
I'll tell her to bring a pan. You said you would do whatever I wanted. I don't want a bunch of pans cluttering up my cabinets I can't get down to anyway. Throw them out, every last one.
Jessie gathering up the pots.
I'm putting them all back in. I'm not taking them to the porch. If you want them, they'll be here. You'll bend down and get them like you got that one for the cocoa. And if somebody else comes over here to cook, they'll have something to cook in. And that's the end of it.
Who's going to come cook here?
Agnes.
Oh, in my pots? Not on your life.
There's no reason why the two of you couldn't just live here together. Be cheaper for both of you and somebody to talk to. And if the birds bothered you, well, one day when Agnes is out getting her hair done, you could take them all for a walk.
Mama, as Jessie straightens the silverware.
So that's why you're pestering me about Agnes. You think you can rest easy if you get me a new babysitter? Well, I don't want to live with Agnes. I barely want to talk with Agnes. She's just around. We go back, that's all. I'm not letting Agnes near this place. You don't get off as easy as that, child.
Okay, then. It's just something to think about.
I don't like things to think about. I like things to go on.
I want to know what Daddy said to you the night he died. You came storming out of his room and said I could wait it out with him if I wanted to, but you were gonna go watch Kojak. What did he say to you?
He didn't have anything to say to me, Jessie. That's why I left. He didn't say a thing. It was his last chance not to talk to me, and he took full advantage of it.
I'm sorry he didn't love you. I'm sorry for you, I mean. He seemed like a nice man.
Mama, as Jessie walks to the refrigerator.
Ready for your apple now?
As soon as I'm through here, Mama.
You won't like the apple either. It'll be just like the cocoa. You never liked eating at all, did you? Any of it. What have you been living on all these years? Toothpaste?
Jessie, as she starts to clean out the refrigerator.
Now, you know the grocery delivers on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and he leaves the order blank in an egg box, and you give the bills to Dawson once a month.
Do they still make orangeade?
It's not orangeade. It's just orange.
I'm gonna get some. I thought they'd stopped making it. You just stopped ordering it.
You should drink milk.
Not anymore, I'm not. That hot chocolate was the last. Hooray!
Jessie getting the garbage can from under the sink.
I told them to keep delivering a quart a week no matter what you said. I told them you'd run out of Cokes and you'd have to drink it. I told them I knew you wouldn't pour it on the ground.
And you told them you weren't going to be ordering anymore.
I told them I was taking a little holiday and to look after you.
And they didn't think something was funny about that? You who doesn't go to the front steps? You who only sees the driveway looking down from a stretcher passed out cold?
They said it was about time, but why didn't I take you with me? And I said I didn't think you'd want to go, and they said, yeah. Everybody's got their own idea of vacation.
I guess you think that's funny?
Jessie pulling jars out of the refrigerator.
You know, there never was any reason to call the ambulance for me. All they ever did for me in the emergency room was let me wake up. I could have done that here. Now, I'll just call them out and you say yes or no. I know you lack pickles. Ketchup?
Keep it.
We've had this since last 4th of July.
Keep the ketchup. Keep it all.
Are you going to drink ketchup from the bottle or what? How can you want your food and not want your pots to cook in? This stuff will all spoil in here, Mama.
Nothing I ever did was good enough for you. And I want to know why.
That's not true.
And I want to know why you lived here this long feeling the way you do.
You have no earthly idea how I feel.
Well, how could I? You're real far back there, Jessie.
Back where?
What's it like over there where you are? Do people always say the right thing or get whatever they want or what?
What are you talking about?
Why do you read the newspaper? Why don't you wear the sweater I made for you? Do you remember how I used to look, or am I just any old woman now? When you have a fit, do you see stars or what? How did you fall off the horse really? And why did Cecil leave you? And where did you put my old glasses?
They're in the bottom drawer of your dresser in an old milk of magnesia box. Cecil left me because he made me choose between him and smoking.
Jessie, I know he wasn't that dumb.
I never understood why he hated it so much when it's so good. Smoking is the only thing I know that's always just what you think it's going to be. Just like it was the last time, right there when you want it, and real quiet.
Your fits made him sick, and you know it.
Say seizures. Not fits. Seizures.
It's the same thing. A seizure in the hospital is a fit at home.
They didn't bother him at all. Except he did feel responsible for it. It was his idea to go horseback riding that day. It was his idea I could do anything if I just made up my mind to. I fell off the horse because I didn't know how to hold on. Cecil left for pretty much the same reason.
He had a girl, Jessie. I walked right in on them in the tool shed.
Okay. That's fair. Was she very pretty?
She was Agnes's girl. Colleen, judge for yourself.
Jessie, as she walks to the living room.
I guess you and Agnes had a good talk about that, huh?
I never thought he was good enough for you. They moved here from Tennessee, you know.
What are you talking about? You liked him better than I did. You flirted him out here to build your porch. I'd never even met him at all. You thought maybe he'd help you out around the place, come in and get some coffee and talk to you. God knows what you thought. All that curly hair.
He's the best carpenter I ever saw. That little house of yours will still be standing at the end of the world, Jessie.
You didn't need a porch, Mama.
All right, I wanted you to have a husband.
And I couldn't get one on my own, of course.
How were you going to get a husband never opening your mouth to a living soul?
So I was quiet about it. So what?
So I should have let you just sit here? Sit like your daddy? Sit here?
Maybe.
Well, I didn't think so.
But what did you know?
I never said I knew much. How was I supposed to learn anything living out here? I didn't know enough to do half the things I did in my life. Things happen. You do what you can about them, and you see what happens next. I married you off to the wrong man. I admit that. So I took you in when he left. I'm sorry.
He wasn't the wrong man, Mama.
He didn't love you, Jessie, or he wouldn't have left.
He wasn't the wrong man. I loved Cecil so much. And I tried to get more exercise, and I tried to stay awake. I tried to learn how to ride a horse, and I tried to stay outside with him, but he always knew I was trying. So it didn't work.
He was a selfish man. He told me once he hated to see people move into his houses after he built them. He knew they'd mess them up.
I loved that bridge he built over the creek in back of the house. It didn't have to be anything special. A couple of boards would have been just fine, but he used that yellow pine and he rubbed it so smooth.
He had responsibilities here. He had a wife and a son here, and he failed you.
Or that baby bed he built for Ricky. I told him he didn't have to spend so much time on it, but he said it had to last, and the thing ended up weighing 200 pounds, and I couldn't move it. I said, how long does a baby bed have to last anyway? But maybe he thought if it was strong enough, it might keep Ricky a baby.
Ricky is too much like Cecil.
Oh, he is not. Ricky is as much like me as it's possible for any human to be. We even wear the same size pants. These are his, I think.
That's just the same size. That's not you're the same person.
I see it on his face. I hear it when he talks. We look out at the world and we see the same thing. Not fair. And the only difference between us is Ricky's out there trying to get even. And he knows not to trust anybody, and he got it straight from me. And he knows not to try to get work, and guess where he got that? He walks around like there's loose boards on the floor, and you know who laid that floor. I did.
Ricky isn't through yet. You don't know how he'll turn out.
Jessie, going back to the kitchen.
Yes, I do, and so did Cecil. Ricky is the two of us together for all time in too small space. And we are tearing each other apart like always inside that boy. And if you don't see it, then you're just blind.
Give him time, Jess.
Oh, he'll have plenty of that. 5 years for forgery, 10 years for armed assault.
Stop that! Jessie, Cecil might be ready to try it again, honey. That happens sometimes. Go downtown, find him, talk to him. He didn't know what he had in you. Maybe he sees things different now, but you're not going to know that till you go see him or call him up. Right now, he might be home.
And say what? Nothing's changed, Cecil. I'd just like to look at you if you don't mind. Nah. He loved me, Mama. He just didn't know how things fall down around me like they do. I think he did the right thing. He gave himself another chance, that's all. But I did beg him to take me with him. I did tell him I would leave Ricky and you and everything I loved out here if only he would take me with him, but he couldn't, and I understood that. I wrote that note that I showed you. I wrote it, not Cecil. I said, I'm sorry, Jessie, I can't fix it all for you. I said I'd always love me, not Cecil. But that's how he felt.
Then he should have taken you with him.
Jessie, picking up the garbage bag she has filled.
Mama, you don't pack up garbage when you move.
You will not call yourself garbage, Jessie.
Jessie, taking the bag to the big garbage can near the back door.
It's just a way of saying it, Mama. I'm thinking about my list, that's all.
Opening the can, putting the garbage in, then securing the lid.
Well, a little more than that. I was trying to say that it's all right that Cecil left. It was a relief in a way. I never was what he wanted to see, so it was better when he wasn't looking at me all the time.
I'll make your apple now.
No, thanks. You get the manicure stuff and I'll be right there.
Jessie ties up the big garbage bag in the can and replaces the small garbage bag under the sink, all the time trying desperately to regain her calm. Mama watches from a distance, her hand reaching unconsciously for the phone. Then she has a better idea. Or rather, she thinks of the only other thing left and is willing to try it. Maybe she is even convinced it will work.
Jessie, I think your daddy had a little...
Garbage night is Tuesday. Put it out as late as you can. The day of his dogs get it, and if you don't.
Replacing the garbage bag in the can under the sink.
And keep ordering the heavy black bags. It doesn't pay to buy the cheap ones. And I've got all the ties here with the hammers and all. Take them out of the box as soon as you open a new one and put them in this drawer. They'll get lost if you don't, and rubber bands or something won't work.
I think your daddy head fits too. I think he sat in his chair and had little fits. I read this a long time ago in a magazine, how little fits go. Just little blackouts where maybe their eyes don't even close and people just call them thinking spells.
Jessie getting the slipcover out of the laundry basket.
I don't think you want this manicure we've been looking forward to. I washed this cover for the sofa, but it'll take both of us to get it back on.
I watched his eyes. I know that's what it was. The magazine said some people don't even know they've had one.
Daddy would have known if he had fits, Mama.
The lady in the story had kept track of hers, and she had 80,000 of them in the last 11 years.
Next time you wash this cover, it'll dry better if you put it on wet.
Jessie, listen to what I'm telling you. This lady had anywhere between 5 and 500 fits a day, and they lasted maybe 15 seconds apiece, so that out of her life she only lost about 2 weeks altogether, and she had a full-time secretary job and an IQ of 120.
You want to talk about fits, is that it?
Yes, I do. I want to say...
Most of the time I wouldn't even know if I had one, except I'll wake up with different clothes on, feeling like I've been run over. Sometimes I feel my head start to turn around or hear myself scream. And sometimes there is this dizzy, stupid feeling a little bit before it, but if the TV's on, well, it's easy to miss.
As Jessie and Mama replace the slipcover on the sofa and the Afghan on the chair, the physical struggle somehow mirrors the emotional one in the conversation.
I can tell when you're about to have one. Your eyes get this big, but Jessie, you haven't.
What do they look like? The seizures.
They're different every time, Jess.
All right. Pick a good one, then. I think I want to know now.
There's not much to tell. You just crumple in a heap like a puppet and somebody cut the strings all at once. Or like the firing squad in some Mexican movie. You just slide down the wall, you know? You don't know what happens? How can you not know what happens?
I'm busy.
That's not funny.
I'm not laughing. My head turns around and I fall down, and then what?
Well, your chest squeezes in and out, and you sound like you're gagging, sucking air in and out like you can't breathe.
Do it for me. Make the sound for me.
I will not. It's awful sounding.
Yeah, it felt like it might be. What's next?
Your mouth bites down, and I have to get your tongue out of the way fast so you don't bite yourself.
Or you. I bite you too, don't I?
You got me once real good. I had to get a tetanus. But I know what to watch for now, and then you turn blue, and the jerks start up, like I'm standing there poking you with a cattle prod, or you're sticking your finger in a light socket as fast as you can.
Foaming like a mad dog the whole time.
It's bubbling, Jess. Not foam like the washer overflowed, for God's sake. It's bubbling like a baby spitting up. I go to get a wet washcloth, that's all. And then the jerks slow down and you wet yourself and it's over. 2 minutes tops.
How do I get to the bed?
How do you think?
I'm too heavy for you now. How do you do it?
I call Dawson. But I get you cleaned up before he gets here, and I make him leave before you wake up.
You could just leave me on the floor.
I want you to wake up someplace nice, okay? But Jessie, and this is the reason I even brought it up, you haven't had a seizure for a solid year. A whole year. Do you realize that?
Yeah. The phenobarbs are out about right now, I guess.
You bet it is. You might never have another one, ever. You might be through with it for all time.
It could be.
You are. I know you are.
I sure am feeling good. I really am. The double vision's gone and my gums aren't swelling. No rashes or anything. I'm feeling as good as I ever felt in my life. I'm even feeling like worrying or getting mad. I'm not afraid if it'll start a fit if I do. I just go ahead.
Of course you do. You can even scream at me if you want to. I can take it. You don't have to act like you're just visiting here, Jessie. This is your house too.
The best part is my memory's back.
Oh, your memory's always been good. When couldn't you remember things? You're always reminding me what...
Because I've made lists her everything. But now I remember what things mean on the lists. I see dish towels, and I used to wonder whether I was supposed to wash them, buy them, or look for them, because I wouldn't remember where I put them after I washed them. But now I know it means wrap them up. They're a present for Loretta's birthday.
You used to go looking for your list too. I've noticed that. You always know where they are now. Loretta's birthday isn't coming up, is it?
I made a list of all the birthdays for you. I even put yours on it. So you can call Loretta and remind her.
Let's take Loretta to the fishnet and have those fried clams.
I won't be here, Mama.
What have we just been talking about? You'll be here. You're well, Jessie. You're starting all over. You said it yourself. You're remembering things and...
I won't be here. If I'd have ever had a year like this to think straight and all before now, I'd have been gone already.
No, Jessie.
Yes, Mama. Once I started remembering, I could see what it all added up to.
The fits are over.
It's not the fits, Mama.
Then it's me for giving them to you, but I didn't do it.
It's not the fits. You said it yourself, the medicine takes care of the fits.
Your daddy gave you those fits, Jessie. He passed it down to you like your green eyes and your straight hair. It's not my fault.
So what if he had little fits? It's not inherited. I fell off the horse. It was an accident.
The horse wasn't the first time, Jessie. You had a fit when you were 5 years old.
I did not.
You did. You were eating a popsicle and down you went. He gave it to you. It's his fault, not mine.
Well, you took your time telling me.
How do you tell that to a 5-year-old?
What did the doctor say?
He said kids have them all the time. He said there wasn't anything to do but wait for another one.
But I didn't have another one. You mean to tell me I had fits all the time as a kid and you just told me I fell down or something? And it wasn't till I had the fit when Cecil was looking that anybody bothered to tell me what was the matter with me?
It wasn't all the time, Jessie. And they changed when you started to school. More like your daddy's. Oh, that was some swell time, sitting here with the two of you turning on and off like light bulbs some nights.
How many fits did I have?
You never hurt yourself. I never let you out of my sight. I caught you every time.
But you didn't tell anybody.
It was none of their business.
You were ashamed.
I didn't want anyone to know, least of all you.
Least of all me. Right. That was mine to know, Mama, not yours. Did Daddy know?
He thought you fell down a lot. That's what he thought. You were careless. Or maybe he thought I beat you. I don't know what he thought. He didn't think about it.
Because you didn't tell him.
If I told him about you, I'd have to tell him about him.
I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
I didn't think you'd like it. That's why I didn't tell you.
If I'd have known I was an epileptic, Mama, I wouldn't have ridden any horses.
Make you feel like a freak? Is that what I should have done?
Just get the manicure tray and sit down.
I don't want a manicure!
It doesn't look like you do, no.
Maybe I did drop you. You don't know?
If you said you didn't, you didn't.
Maybe I fed you the wrong thing. Maybe you had a fever sometime and I didn't know it soon enough. Maybe it's a punishment.
For what?
I don't know, because of how I felt about your father. Because I didn't want any more children. Because I smoked too much or didn't eat right when I was carrying you. It had to be something I did.
It does not. It's just a sickness, not a curse. Epilepsy doesn't mean anything. It just is.
I'm not talking about the fits, Jessie. I'm talking about this killing yourself. It has to be me that's the matter here. You wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't. I didn't tell you things, or I married you off to the wrong man, or I took you in and let your life get away from you, or all of it put together. I don't know what I did, but I did it. I know this is all my fault, Jessie, but I don't know what to do about it now.
It doesn't have anything to do with you.
Everything you do has to do with me, Jessie. You can't do anything. Wash your face or cut your finger without doing it to me. That's right. You might as well kill me as you, Jessie. It's the same thing. This has to do with me, Jessie.
Then what if it does? What if it has everything to do with you? What if you are all I have and you're not enough? What if I could take all the rest of it if only I didn't have you here? What if the only way I can get away from you for good is to kill myself? What if it is? I can still do it.
Don't leave me, Jessie.
Jessie stands for a moment, then turns towards the bedroom.
No!
I have a box of things I want people to have. I'm just going to get it for you. You just rest a minute.
Jessie moves towards the living room. Mama heads for the telephone, but she can't even pick up the receiver this time, and instead stoops to clean up the bottles that have spilled out of the manicure tray. Jessie returns, carrying a box that groceries were delivered in. It probably says Hershey Kisses or Star-Kissed Tuna. Mama is still down on the floor cleaning up, hoping that maybe if she makes it look nice enough, Jessie will stay.
Jessie, how can I live here without you? I need you. You're supposed to tell me to stand up straight and say how nice I look in my pink dress and drink my milk. You're supposed to go around and lock up so I know we're safe for the night. And when I wake up, you're supposed to be out there making the coffee and watching me get older every day. And you're supposed to help me die when my time comes. I can't do that by myself, Jessie. I'm not like you, Jessie. I hate the quiet. And I don't want to die. And I don't want you to go, Jessie. How can I? How can I get up every day knowing you had to kill yourself to make it stop hurting? And I was here all the time and I never even saw it. And then you gave me this chance to make it better, convince you to stay alive, and I couldn't do it. How can I live with myself after this, Jessie?
I only told you so I could explain it. So you wouldn't blame yourself, so you wouldn't feel bad. There wasn't anything you could say to change my mind. I didn't want you to save me. I just wanted you to know.
Stay with me. Just a little longer, just a few more years. I don't have that much more to go, Jessie. And as soon as I'm dead, you can do whatever you want. Maybe with me gone, you'll have all the quiet you want right here in this house. And maybe one day you'll put in some begonias up the walk and get just the right rain for them all summer. And Ricky will be married by then. And he'll bring your grandbabies over and you can sneak them a piece of candy when their daddy's not looking. And they'll be real glad. Then you'll be real glad when they've gone home and left you to your quiet again.
Don't you see, Mama? Everything I do winds up like this. How could I think you would understand? How could I think you would want a manicure? We could hold hands for an hour and then I can go shoot myself. I'm sorry about tonight, Mama. But it's exactly why I'm doing it.
If you've got the guts to kill yourself, Jessie, you've got the guts to stay alive.
I know that. So it's really just a matter of where I'd rather be.
Look, maybe I can't think of what you should do, but that doesn't mean there isn't something that would help. You find it, you think of it, you can keep trying, you can get brave and try some more. You don't have to give up.
I'm not giving up. This is the other thing I'm trying. And I'm sure there are some other things that might work, but my work isn't good enough anymore. I need something that will work. This will work.
That's why I picked it.
But something may happen. Something that could change everything. Who knows what it might be, but it might be worth waiting for. Try it for 2 more weeks. We could have more talks like tonight.
No, Mama.
I'll pay more attention to you. I'll tell you the truth when you ask me. Let you have your say.
No, Mama. We wouldn't have more talks like tonight because it's this next part that's made this last part so good, Mama. No, Mama. This is how I have my say. This is how I say what I thought about it all. And I say no to Dawson and Loretta and the North Koreans and Epilepsy and Ricky and Cecil and you and me and Hope. I say no. Just let me go easy, Mama.
How can I let you go?
You can because you have to. It's what you've always done.
You are my child.
I am what became of your child. I found an old baby picture of me. And it was somebody else, not me. It was somebody pink and fat who had never heard of sick or lonely. Somebody who cried and got fed and reached up and got held and kicked but didn't hurt anybody and slept whenever she wanted to just by closing her eyes. Somebody who mainly just laid there and laughed at the colors waving around her head and chewed on a polka dot whale and woke up knowing some new trick nearly every day and rolled over and drooled on the sheet and felt your hand pulling the blanket back up over me. That's who started out, and this is who's left. That's what this is about. It's somebody I lost, all right. It's my own self. Who I never was, or who I tried to be and never got there. Somebody I waited for who never came and never will. So see, it doesn't matter what else happens in the world or in this house even. I'm what was worth waiting for, and I didn't make it. Me, who might have made a difference to me. I'm not gonna show up, so there's no reason to stay. Except to keep you company, and that's not reason enough because I'm not very good company. Am I?
No. And neither am I.
I had this strange little thought. Well, maybe it's not so strange. Anyway, after Christmas, after I decided to do this, I would wonder sometimes what might keep me here, what might be worth staying for. And you know what it was? It was maybe if there was something I really liked. Like, maybe if I really liked rice pudding or cornflakes for breakfast or something. That might be enough.
Rice pudding is good.
Not to me.
And you're not afraid.
Afraid of what?
I'm afraid of it. For me, I mean, when my time comes, I know it's coming, but...
You don't know when. Like in a scary movie.
Yeah, sneaking up on me like some killer on the loose, hiding out in the backyard, just waiting for me to have my hands full someday. And how am I supposed to protect myself anyhow when I don't know what he looks like and I don't know how he sounds coming up behind me like that, or if it'll hurt or take very long, or what I don't get done before it happens?
You've got plenty of time left.
I forget what for right now.
For whatever happens, I don't know. For the rest of your life. For Agnes burning down one more house, or Dawson losing his hair, or...
Jessie, I can't just sit here and say, okay, kill yourself if you want to.
Sure you can. You just did. Say it again.
Jessie! How dare you? How dare you? You think you can just leave whenever you want? Like you're watching television here? No! You can't, Jessie. You make me feel like a fool for being a live child, and you are so wrong. I like it here, and I will stay here until they make me go, until they drag me screaming, and I mean screeching into my grave. And you're real smart for getting away before then. Because, I mean, honey, you have never heard noise like that in your life. Who am I talking to? You're gone already, aren't you? I'm looking right through you. I can't stop you because you're already gone. I guess you think they'll all have to talk about you now. I guess you think this'll really confuse them. Oh yes, ever since Christmas you've been laughing to yourself and thinking, boy, are they all in for a surprise. Well, nobody's going to be a bit surprised, sweetheart. This is just like you. Do it the hard way. That's my girl, all right. You know who they're going to feel sorry for? Me. How about that? Not you. Me. They're going to be ashamed of you. Yes, ashamed. If somebody asks Dawson about it, he'll change the subject as fast as he can.
Leave me alone.
It's the truth.
I should have just left you a note.
Yes!
Then suddenly understanding what she has said, nearly paralyzed by the thought of it, she turns slowly to face Jessie, nearly whispering.
No, I might not have thought of all the things you said.
It's okay, Mama.
Mama is nearly unconscious from the emotional devastation of these last few moments. She sits down at the kitchen table, hurt and angry and desperately afraid. But she looks almost numb. She is so far beyond what is known as pain that she is virtually unreachable, and Jessie knows this, and talks quietly, watching for signs of recovery. Jessie washes her hands in the sink.
I remember you liked that preacher who did Daddy's. So if you want to ask him to do the service, that's okay with me.
What?
Jessie, putting on hand lotion as she talks.
And pick some songs you like. Or let Agnes pick. She'll know exactly which ones. And I had your dress cleaned that you wore to Daddy's. You looked real good in that.
I don't remember, hun.
And it won't be so bad once your friends start coming to the funeral home. You'll probably see people you haven't seen for years. But I thought about what you should say to get over that nervous part when they first come in.
Come in.
Take them up to see their flowers. They'd like that. And when they say, "I'm so sorry, Thelma," you just say, "I appreciate your coming, Connie." And then ask how their garden was this summer, or what they're doing for Thanksgiving, or how their children are.
I don't think I should ask about their children. I'll talk about what they have on. That's always good. And I'll have some crochet work with me.
And Agnes will be there, so you might not have to talk at all.
Maybe if Connie Richards does come, I can get her to tell me where she gets that Irish yarn, she calls it. I know it doesn't come from Ireland. I think it just comes with a green wrapper.
And be sure to invite enough people home afterwards so you get enough food to feed them all. And have some left for you. But don't let anybody else take anything home. Especially Loretta.
Loretta will get all the food set up, honey. It's only fair to let her have some macaroni or something.
No, Mama. You have to be selfish from now on.
Sitting at the table with Mama.
Now somebody's bound to ask you why I did it, and you just say that you don't know. That you loved me, and you know I loved you. And we just sat around tonight like every other night of our lives. And then I came over and kissed you and said, "Night, Mother." And you heard me close my bedroom door. And the next thing you heard was the shot. And whatever reasons I had, well, you guess I took them with me.
It was something personal.
Good. It's good, Mama.
That's what I'll say then.
Personal. Yeah.
Is that what I tell Dawson and Loretta too? We sat around, you kissed me. Night, Mother. They'll want to know more, Jessie. They won't believe it.
Well, then tell them what we did. I filled up the candy jars. I cleaned out the refrigerator. We made some hot chocolate and put the cover back on the sofa. You had no idea. All right? I really think it's better that way. If they know we talked about it, they really won't understand how you let me go.
I guess not.
It's private. Tonight is private. Yours and mine. And I don't want anybody else to have any of it.
Okay then.
Jessie, standing behind Mama now, holding her shoulders.
Now, when you hear the shot, I don't want you to come in. First of all, you won't be able to get in by yourself. But I don't want you trying. Call Dawson, then call the police, and then call Agnes. And then you'll need to do something till somebody gets here, so wash the hot chocolate pan. You wash that pan till you hear the doorbell ring, and I don't care if it's an hour. You keep washing that pan.
I'll make my calls and then I'll just sit. I won't need something to do. What will the police say?
They'll do that gunpowder test, I guess, and ask you what happened, and by that time the ambulance will be here and they'll come in and get me. And you know how that goes. You stay out here with Dawson and Loretta. You keep Dawson out here. I want the police in the room first, not Dawson. Okay?
What if Dawson and Loretta want me to go home with them?
Jessie, returning to the living room.
That's up to you.
I think I'll stay here. All they got is decaf.
Maybe Agnes could come stay with you for a few days.
I'd rather be by myself, I think.
Mama, walking towards the box Jessie brought in earlier.
You want me to give people these things?
They sit down on the sofa, Jessie holding the box in her lap.
I want Loretta to have my little clock radio. Dawson bought it for himself, you know, but then he saw one he liked better and he couldn't bring both of them home with Loretta counting every penny the way she does. So he gave the first one to me. Be funny for her to have it now, don't you think? And all my house slippers are in a sack for her in my closet. Tell her I know they'll fit and I've never worn any of them. And make sure Dawson hears you tell her that. I'm glad he likes Loretta so much, but I wish he knew not everybody had her sass feet.
Mama, taking the clock radio.
Okay.
Jessie, reaching into the box again.
This letter is for Dawson, but it's mostly about you, so read it if you want. There's a list of presents for you for at least 20 more Christmases and birthdays. So if you want anything special, you better add it to this list before you give it to him. Or if you want to be surprised, just don't read that page. This Christmas, you're getting mostly stuff for the house, like a new rug in your bathroom and needlework. But next Christmas, you're really going to cost him next Christmas. I think you like it a lot and you'd never have thought about it.
And you think he'll go for it?
I think he'll feel like a real jerk if he doesn't. Me telling him to like this and all. Now this number is where you call Cecil. I called it last week and he answered, so I know he still lives there.
What do you want me to tell him?
We talked about him, and I only had good things to say about him. But mainly tell him to find Ricky and tell him what I did. And tell Ricky you have something for him out here from me, and to come get it.
What is it?
It's my watch.
Putting it in the sack and taking a ribbon out of the sack to tie around the top of it.
He'll sell it.
That's the idea. I appreciate him not stealing it already. I'd like to buy him a good meal.
He'll buy dope with it.
Well then, I hope he gets good dope with it then, Mama. And the rest of this is for you.
Handing Mama the box now. Mama picks up the things and looks at them.
When did you do all this? During my naps, I guess?
I guess. I tried to be quiet about it. Those are just little presents. For whenever you need one. They're not bought presents, just things I thought you might like to look at. Pictures or things you think you've lost. Things you didn't know you had even. You'll see.
I'm not sure I want them. They'll make me think of you.
No, they won't. They're just things like a free tube of toothpaste I found hanging on the door one day.
Oh. All right then.
Well, maybe there's one present in there somewhere. It's Granny's ring she gave me, and I thought you might like to have it. But I didn't think you'd wear it if I gave it to you now.
No, probably not. I'm ready for my manicure, I guess. You want me to wash my hands again?
It's time for me to go, Mama.
No, Jessie, you've got all night.
No, Mama.
It's not even 10 o'clock.
Let me go, Mama.
I can't. You can't go. You can't do this. You didn't say it would be so soon, Jessie. I'm scared. I love you.
Let go of me, Mama. I've said everything I had to say.
You said you wanted to do my nails.
Jessie taking a small step backward.
I can't. It's too late.
It's not too late.
I don't want you to wake up Dawson and Loretta when you call. I want them to still be up and dressed so they can get right over.
Mama, as Jessie backs up. Mama moves in on her, but carefully.
They wake up fast, Jessie, if they have to. They don't matter here, Jessie. You do. I do. We're not through yet. We got a lot of things to take care of here. I don't know where my prescriptions are, and you didn't tell me what to tell Dr. Davis when he calls, or how much you want me to tell Ricky, or who I call to rake the leaves, or...
Don't try and stop me, Mama. You can't do it.
I can too! I'll stand in front of this hall and you can't get past me. You'll have to knock me down to get away from me, Jessie. I'm not about to let you.
Mama struggles with Jessie at the door, and in the struggle, Jessie gets away from her, and...
Night, Mother.
Jessie? Jessie, you let me in there! Don't you do this, Jessie! I'm not gonna stop screaming until you open this door, Jessie! 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 Well, what if I don't do all the things you told me to? I'll tell Cecil what a miserable man he was to make you feel the way he did, and I'll give Ricky's watch to Dawson if I feel like it, and the only way you can make sure I do what you want is you come out here and you make me, Jessie! Jessie, stop this! I didn't know! I was here with you the whole time. How could I know you were so alone?
And Mama stops for a moment, breathless and frantic, putting her ear to the door. And when she doesn't hear anything, She stands up again and screams once more.
Jessie! Please! Oh, Jessie. Oh, Jessie, child. Oh, forgive me. I thought you were mine.
She closes the door and makes her way through the living room, around the furniture as though she didn't know where it was, not knowing what to do. Finally, she goes to the stove in the kitchen and picks up the hot chocolate pan and carries it with her to the telephone and holds on to it while she dials the number. She looks down at the pan, holding it tight like her life depended on it, and she hears Loretta answer.
Loretta, let me talk to Dawson, honey.
Thank you for joining us for tonight's performance of Night Mother. Tonight's performance would not have been possible without talking about suicide with our actors.
While we have done our part in bringing suicide to light, we would like you to take initiative and do your part.
1 in 4 people live with a mental health condition. This means that someone you know has probably had thoughts of suicide. We never know what another person is going through.
The Suicide Prevention Lifeline is a number that you can call if a friend, coworker, or neighbor is really struggling and you're wondering how to support them.
It's also a number you can call if you are in a crisis. 1-800-273-8255. Once again, that number is 1-800-273-8255. You never know whose life you might save.